City of San Juan at 6 p.m. May you rise for invocation. Mr. Arjona, can you lead us, sir?
Bow our head. Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking for your blessings and help us we gather together. Fill it with your grace, Lord God, as we, our elected officials, make decisions that will benefit our city. As we always ask, this is in your name, Jesus Christ. I pray, amen.
Flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. May be seated. Under public comments, Diana, no one signed up? No? We're good? Okay, go ahead, sir.
Okay. Mayor, Commissioners, good evening, staff, community. Tonight we have presentations. It's on the first one, presentation of the Texas Amateur Athletic Federation Silver Award to the Parks and Recreation staff, as well as the recognition of a top 25 nationally ranked local athlete. Mr. Willingham is here to give us a presentation on that.
Good evening,
Good evening, sir.
Mayor, Commission. This evening, I have a couple of recognitions to present that we're happy to the City of San Juan Parks and Recreation. As you know, last year was a down year for everybody, and we had to close shop for a while. But beginning this summer, we started things up again, and we had a very, very successful summer. Successful in the means that we were once again recognized by the Texas Amateur Athletic Federation as a Silver Member City Award presented to the San Juan Parks and Recreation Department for their outstanding support in tennis, in individual track and field play, our swimming programs, and all our training programs that the staff has attended. So we were put on hold a couple of years ago. If you remember, we were presented with a bronze award and then the silver award, and we're hoping to get to the gold here soon, but this summer we were a little bit behind with the startup of our programs, but we're really satisfied with where we are. So once again, I'd like to present staff, our recreation coordinator, Mr. Alex Lopez. Come on up out. Our recreation supervisor, Mr. Ramiro Moreno. And our assistant director, Parks and Recreation, Mr. Ruben Guajardo. As well, we have other parks members that couldn't attend. They had other requirements to tend to. But just like to recognize staff for a job well done. I mean, it was a tough year. And once we got the green light to start up again, we started up again full force. And just to give you a brief on how things are rolling, this fall we're going to have close to 70 different teams participating here in the city of San Juan. That's youth volleyball, flag football, tackle football, high school softball, baseball, and our men's softball and co-ed league. So somewhere between 550 and 600 participants participating this fall already. So we're up and running, and staff's done a tremendous job at doing it. So again, thank you all for your support and Silver Member City Award. Good.
Just gotta find him and get in the middle.
A ver, ojo de. Okay, there you go. 1, 2, 3. There you go.
All right.
Hold on, guys. Keep it up, guys.
Congratulations. Keep up the good work. You guys are doing a tremendous job. Obviously, you can tell with the numbers increasing here at the city of San Juan. And, you know, as you know, this commission and we're big advocates for kids and youth sports all around. So we know this is very important for us, because at the end of the day, our kids play on good facilities. And not only that, they go straight to the high school. So you guys are really producing some good athletes. And I know next we're going to have a very special one right now. So go ahead.
Well, with that said, that leads me to my presentation. And it's one of our very own here from the city of San Juan. And this young lady started out in Parks and Recreation, played softball, participated in track and field, and also represented the city of San Juan at the state games in track and field. Currently, she's a 3-year varsity cheerleader, a 4-year member of the orchestra. She's dual enrolled in college and high school courses and working on graduation this year. She's also a member of the RGV Cotillion. She's also a 4-year member of the Bears wrestling team. Has participated in events across the country in Iowa, North Dakota, Indiana, and I'm sure there's other locations she's been to. She's very well recognized throughout the United States. This young lady, each and every year, dedicates her season to a different type of cancer fighters and survivors. Her freshman year, she dedicated it to childhood cancer. Her sophomore year, it was to ovarian cancer. Last year, her junior year, she dedicated it to those fighting uterine cancer. And she had an aunt who was diagnosed, fought it, and overcame it. This year, she's dedicated the season to breast cancer, where she's dedicated the season to the principal over at the campus where her mom works, which is Kelly Farr Elementary, and Miss Lydia Trevino. So she's dedicated the season to her. Recently, she was recognized by USA Wrestling, and it's my pleasure to introduce and recognize the number 18th ranked 165-pound female wrestler in the United States, Ms. Jessica Villanueva.
Sorry, I'm kind of nervous. First, I would like to thank God for everything that He's given me, the opportunities and everything. I would like to thank the community of San Juan. A lot of people from my city have given contributions, helped me, the mayor. All of y'all have helped me in a really big way. I would like to thank my family for always being there and my friends. And yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you, Jessica and the Villanueva family, for joining us tonight. It's a great honor to have you here, and we're proud that we're able to introduce and recognize one of our own as a nationally ranked member of USA Wrestling. So congratulations, and good luck for the rest of your senior year. If you all could come up, and we'd like to get a picture with you. We get the whole family, because everybody's a big part of it, I know.
Congratulations, Jessica. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations. Congratulations. It's growing, it's growing.
I was looking for the window. Yes. Good. All right. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Thank you.
Good job.
Congratulations. Thank you, guys. Congratulations. Jessica. Best of luck. We'll be following you.
Bye.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Again, congratulations. Thank you, guys.
Se me le hace una placa que el hambre.
Guess we missed it.
Say a couple comments. First of all, Jessica, congratulations once again. You do have a wonderful and beautiful family who really supports you. Not only do you have them, but you have the city of San Juan and this commission who will always be behind you here in the future. You know, just like we mentioned earlier, you know, we're all about athletes. We're all about helping the community and, you know, trying to move forward in a positive direction, and you've done that, and you've come a long ways, and we are so proud of you. And the last thing I want to say is thank you so much for putting San Juan, Texas on the map. I guess on the question I have for under the utility department, Mr. Salinas, in reference to the issue that we've had in the past, but you've been keeping up with it on Citrus and I Road, you know, the issue where, you know how it floods all the time.
Yes, sir.
Where are we at on that?
All right, I'm going to have to divert that over to Mr. Garza. He's in charge of stormwater, so
Okay.
that's in his realm now. Yes.
But you assist them a lot
Yes,
of
I
the
assist,
time.
yes. So, but he can tell you more on that project.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. We've cleaned the line out. We got our root cutter in about 3 weeks ago. I'm scheduling a training because it's a big piece of machinery.
Okay,
And the training should be coming up here first week of October. And once we get that, we'll go in there and finish the job. But the root cutter is in, and we're in the last leg of the race.
okay.
But we've been doing our due diligence to that line.
Yeah, great. Yeah, just, you know, I just wanted to bring this up so that way, you know, we're going to go into the rainy seasons and stuff like that. So we just want to make sure that we take a active approach. I know you guys are doing a great job out there. I know the water has been running here pretty smooth. You know, it's come a long ways, you know, so keep up the good work, Mr. Garza. Thank you, sir. Is there any other questions for the directors? No? All right, we're good. Go ahead, sir.
The next item on the public hearings tonight, we have a hold a public hearing for the conditional use permit for the self-alcoholic beverages, mixed beverages for on-premise consumption at Tacos Kisi, located at 5004 North Raul Longoria, legally described as Lot 3, Mesquite Acre subdivision, as requested by Oscar R. Kisi. Ms. Gomez?
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. Mr. Oscar Kisi is applying for a conditional use permit to sell mixed beverages at the Tacos Kisi restaurant located at 5004 North Raul Longoria Road. The property is located at the corner of Raul Longoria and Mesquite. We sent letters to the property owners around the 200-foot radius, and we advertised on the newspaper and received no comments in favor or against the request. The applicant needs to comply with the TABC license, occupational, and health permits in order to be in accordance with a conditional use permit. I don't think Mr. Kisi is here in the audience, but the planning and zoning approved the request.
All right, at this time, I'm going to go ahead and open this up at 6:14 p.m. Is there anyone here for or against? For or against? Is there any questions from the members of the commission? I know they sell, right now, at this time, they do sell alcohol, right?
Yes.
And which is just,
They are just
Beer.
including the mixed beverages permit.
okay. Any other questions? If not, I'll close this at 6:15 p.m. Is there a motion to approve? Been second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next item, Mayor Commissioners, we have hold a second and final public hearing to consider the ordinance adopting the budget for the city of San Juan, Texas for fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2021 to September 30, 2022. As you recall, last week we had a special call meeting to review the budget, and it was approved. We had the first public hearing. This is the second public hearing.
Time, I'm going to go ahead and open it up at 6:15 p.m. Is there anyone here for or against? For or against? Any questions from the members of the commission?
This is the budget that we talked about last week.
Yes.
Did we make any changes from what we discussed last week?
The only changes were the ones that we discussed at the last meeting, that was approved. Okay.
Regarding the PD, their,
they don't have the generator over at PD on the south side. I know they don't have it in the funds right now. Is there anything that we can work on, maybe with Hollis or working on a grant that we can work on until their next development?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we filled that paperwork already. What was that called,
And,
Mr. Gonzalez?
just to add to that, ma'am, I actually sent an email to John from Hollis Rutledge. They're working on the actual application for the grant as part of the freeze hazard situation. So it'll be submitted before November, which is the deadline for the cutoff, but it's also for a generator for the Public Works Department as well, because it doesn't have one. So it's for 2 generators. And on top of that, there's also going to be some portable pumps that we included. During the freeze, we lost power to our lift station, so this will allow us to continue to move water from one pump station to another.
But-
So they're working on that already.
What's the timeframe on that, more or less, can you
It-
foresee?
it-
I mean, after
After it's
applications
been
are done.
submitted, it can be anywhere from 3 to 6 months till we get notification of award, and then it might be longer for that on when the money
At their
is
mercy,
filled
we
out.
gotta do it
Yeah.
regardless.
There is a match, of course, there is a match, which is, I think it's about 20%, I think it's an 80-20, but I need to confirm that, I'll let you all know that.
80-20?
I believe it's 80-20, I need to confirm, yes.
Any other questions? If not, I got one. And I know the last time we went over the budget, I know we didn't talk about any raises or anything like that. I know every year we've been, helping our employees out. They've done wonderful work throughout the years, and I know the times that I've been here, just about every year we're giving raises and stuff like that. So I may want to maybe consider or go back and maybe do something like a 1.5 or whatever the budget allows us to. I don't know if you can go back, Mr. Arjona, and I'm proposing maybe, 1.5 or, where are we at if we go with 2% increase?
I know that Mr. Gonzalez and I checked the possibilities of different factors. The most that we can actually afford at this point is a 1.5.
So then maybe next year we can come back and do another maybe 1.5 as well. So that makes it 3% within, yeah. So at this time, I'm going to go ahead and,
And we'll make the
Entertain that.
adjustments, we'll make the adjustments, and we'll bring it back at the following meeting on a budget amendment. Yes, we'll do
Okay.
that.
we can do that, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other questions?
Should we be a form of motion?
No.
Yes. Well, to make that for the next coming meeting.
Yeah.
I know we had also discussed increasing the budget for Parks and Recreation.
That was included at the last meeting,
In
yes.
the last one. Mr. Willingham,
It's right here.
there you are. Did you use all of your money for all your departments? I mean, for all, your entire department, the last fiscal year coming up?
This past
Everything was-
fiscal year?
Yes, everything was depleted already? Did you have anything left over that you could use?
There, that we
Did-
could
what
use?
you- What you had in your budget, did you use everything already completely?
Not this past year because we didn't have a lot of, a lot of the sports due to COVID.
Okay, so do you still have
Could-
some money in there that you could still use for the?
We have a
bud-
little bit, yes.
Okay, that could be used like towards that increase, or you still needed the increase as well?
Increase of what now, I'm sorry?
I know he needed an increase of like, everything's already been
Right.
accounted for. Okay, good. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Any other questions? If not, I'm going to close this at 6:20 PM. Go ahead.
Yes, approve as presented.
Is there a motion to approve? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
The next item under,
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
the
I'm
next
sorry.
item under discussion and possible action, we have a preliminary and final plat approval of the Christian State subdivision being a 10.95 acre tract of land out of lot 12, block 8, John Cluster subdivision located approximately a quarter of a mile south of Nolana Avenue along the west side of Longoria Road, as requested by Quintanilla Helen Associates, Inc. As you may recall, the last time it was tabled, so we need to come back and untable the
This
item.
time, is there a motion on table?
So move.
Is there a second? It's been seconded by Commissioner Markey. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Been on table, sir.
Okay, the preliminary and final plat approval of the Christian Estate subdivision. The subdivision is located approximately a quarter of a mile south of Nolana Avenue along the west side of Raul Longoria Road. The applicant is OC Development Ltd. They are proposing 28 multifamily residence subdivision and 2 commercial lots facing Raul Longoria Road. Staff and city engineer reviewed the plans, and comments are attached to the packet for your reference. There is an existing 8-inch water line from North Alamo Water Supply Corporation along Raul Longoria Road, and an 8-inch sewer line must be extended. An additional 3 fire hydrants were requested by the fire department, and all the easements and street lights and everything was approved. A various request letter is attached to the packet for the review.
Thank you. All right. Any questions for Mr. Arjona at this time? That being said, is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Is there a second?
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on. The plan zoning denied it. Is there any reason why, or any explanation you can give us?
Because they are against of the planning and zoning ordinance and codes.
Yeah, revise and look at, because
One of the main reasons that it was denied, I'm assuming, is the fact that the handicap ramps, at the last meeting that we
Got
spoke
fixed.
about, it was, the contract is going to be taking care
yeah,
of
but,
that.
yeah, I think you told me that Mr. Cantu was gonna take care of that.
Yes, he's gonna take care of that.
Yeah, that got fixed. So does it still show, so we gotta do the motion because it still shows? But we need to change it.
Number 7 still shows.
Yes, once
With
it's
that
on the motion,
condition?
it will need to be on the motion, yes.
Okay, so make a motion based on those conditions?
I just want to put Mr. Cantu on the record before we even move on. You understood on number 7 is in reference to the handicap ramps, right?
Yeah, we're gonna,
And you're good with it as far as going, you are?
yes.
Perfect, okay. All right. Yeah, we're good? Okay.
No, we're good. We'll just come back, okay. I'd like to make the motion along with the
Second.
provisions.
Item number 7?
On item, yes, on item number 7, that's fine.
A second.
It's with the condition that Mr. Cantu will be taking care of
Correct.
the ramps.
Okay.
That'll be on the motion.
That's why I put them on the record.
Yes, and it'll be on the motion, yes.
Correct.
Okay, with that being said, there's been a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
The next item, under item B, consider approval of the Economic Development Corporation proposed budget for fiscal year 2021, 2022. At the last regular meeting they had with the EDC, this item was presented to them for their approval, which was approved, Mayor, Commissioners. So we're not coming back over to you as a formality, so they can be approved by the City Commission.
Now, hold on, real quick, Mr. Hona. Couple of questions in regard to that. The budget is what, 1.4 or 1.4?
About, what is that, 1.3 million, Mayor?
1.3?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so we're moving.
I may want to also, I guess, I know for right now, this is the, in reference to your budget, but I also want to maybe bring back as far as a calendar from the EDC, so that way the commission can approve the calendar as well, so that way we have set dates when you all meet.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Calendar events?
Because you know, like here for the city, we know that we always meet the second and the last Tuesday of the month.
Right.
See if we can bring a calendar, so that way we can approve it, and the EDC follows the.
Definitely. It's on
Okay?
the 1 and the 3rd, but
All
we'll do
right,
that.
but I know that's separate, but
Yes.
right now, we're approving.
Lack of quorum, and then so they put it up, when there's lack of quorum, and we have to reschedule. But I do agree that everyone knows now with the calendar.
Well, everyone knows that, and I'm talking about the members and our directors and everyone involved every time we have a city meeting. We know that we gotta meet every second Tuesday and the last Tuesday of the month. So now it's really up to us whether we make the meeting or not. You get what I'm saying? I wanna follow that same practice in the EDC. Have a set, you know what I'm saying, dates. Now, if you guys call for a special called meeting, that's different.
That is on the bylaws.
Yeah, but I think,
we'll bring
yeah, it's in the bylaw, because if they have it in the 1st and the 3rd, we're supposed to have meetings 2nd and the 4th.
But
And
what I wanna
lately-
say is, I just wanna make sure
On the
we
calendar?
approve it.
Okay.
on the
Yeah,
commission.
but
Okay.
lately,
But I know right now, Mr. Juan, we're approving your budget, so.
Yes, but no, we'll bring it back anyways.
That's what I'm saying.
The bylaws for approval.
But today,
Yes.
we'll approve the budget. With
Yes.
that being said,
I do have a question, I'm sorry.
go ahead.
I have a question regarding the travel and training. Is this for now with you consider EDC, it's a large budget, but I do have watched your EDC meetings. And I do see that there's several members that don't always attend the EDC meetings. Now, what is the policy, what is your bylaws when it comes to board members and then them wanting to attain the EDC meetings and the trainings?
That's pretty much up to the board members, attending trainings and meetings and stuff like that. So on the bylaws, it does say 3 consecutive meetings. It's up to the commission to actually come back and say, let's get somebody else on board. But as far as on the training goes, it's pretty much up to them. As when we bring it at the meeting, who would like to attend a certain training. But it's open for all.
I see the members of the commission are attending. I mean, I see you attending, but it's a large expense, so I just don't want them to take, I don't want to, right.
And actually, we monitor there very closely. So monies are there available, doesn't mean that they're there to be spent
Right.
out. They're there to be available just in case a training is available.
Because I don't want them to show up to one meeting and they don't show up.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, they want to go to these trainings, depending on the locations, but
Right.
yet they're not showing up to the meetings or to the ribbon cuttings and things like that, and that's just not appropriate.
Right.
So I just want that monitored appropriately, because that's city money, and that's taxpayer money, and we're here as the commission to protect that money. So please monitor that very, very
Most
closely.
definitely.
Just for the record, I do not sit on the EDC board.
Either do I.
I just want to put that on the record.
well, thank you, Mayor. Well, I can address this, as far as this travel, I think it's very minimal in the time that I've been
Right.
there, so I can honestly say that it is a good observation, but I think the expenditure, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Juana, as far as travel is very limited.
Based on what Mr. Sanchez says, I'm going, and we were there, Coach Guajardo attended the one that died in the jail, but all the other cities and their EDCs in full capacity were there, so I think we're doing a pretty good job as far as, we didn't take,
Just a quick observation that the budget from years past towards what is now, as you can see, the difference on it is about maybe $300,000 more. And that's attributed to the economic development that have taken place within the city. So we're standing at a very good position as we speak. This month, as a matter of fact, we had a 14% increase in sales taxes. So it's not like one of those that it's a 1%, 2% increase in sales tax. So I'm just saying that the city financially is doing very well in the position of the EDC. It's been growing in the past few years. So coming back, I want to say maybe 6 years ago when we were like maybe 60,000 in a fund balance to what we have now, it's a dramatic increase, and I'm very happy about the leadership that we've been giving as far as the direction. And I think that this is attributed to y'all's leadership, that we're at that position because of y'all. But if you look at the budget, the way that is spelled out, 1.3 million compared to what it used to be before, 720, now it's 980, to now it's a good increase. So thank you all for that.
Any other questions for Mr. Arjona? If not, is there a motion to approve? It's been second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
The next item, Mayor Commissioners, discussion and possible action to approve the city's participation in upsizing the water and sewer lines from an 8-inch to a 12-inch as discussed at the commission meeting of February the 9th, 2021, as part of the Meadows and Ridge subdivision, and authorize the city manager to execute all related documents and budget amendment as needed. When we presented this item back then, it was for both lines, the sewer and the water. However, the sewer line has already been installed.
Yes, sir, and it was installed through the subdivision. We're not going to participate in the upsizing of that
So
because
it's
that's
only on the
required
water
as part of
side,
the subdivision.
which
So it'll
is
just be
same
the
as
water
for
line.
city.
Yeah, if Commissioner recalls, back in February,
Yeah.
Mr. Alfonso Quintanilla with Quintanilla Haley Associates representing Commissioner Cantu have a development that's going on at the intersection at Ridge and Stewart. So they requested some variances, basically like the same type of variances they just requested on this one. But one of the variances under our master plan, there's supposed to be a 12-inch water line extended along Stewart and along Ridge. And so they requested a variance to reduce it to an 8 because that's all there was. So the talk was that the city participate in the upsizing to make sure that we get that 12 for future growth and be able to extend it as part of the master plan. So they provided the cost estimate that would be our responsibility. The total project is 100,000 plus. So the city's responsibility for the upsizing of the water line from a 8 to a 12 is $61,601.50. So that's the amount that we're asking for approval. The reason the amount wasn't in the headline of the agenda caption is because we were still working on the numbers with the engineer, and that's when we became aware that the sewer line has already been installed through the subdivision and not the perimeter. So that's why we're not going to participate in that one. We're only going to participate in the perimeter line for the water,
Water.
for the
That's
future
it.
growth. Yes.
Okay.
But we will require a budget amendment. That's why the language.
So what was the savings on that?
Our city's portion is going to be $61,601.50 based on that estimate. Yeah.
We're only covering the outside perimeter.
It's already
Sorry. Yes, only the outside perimeter, correct. Yes. And that's to finish the 12-inch loop that's required to be able to feed the water tower that's on Ridge over by the PD. And eventually, we'll need to take the loop north along Cesar Chavez as part of the Cesar Chavez widening program.
Your expertise, you recommend this move?
Yes, I recommend that, yes. Because if we do it now or we do it later. And right now, this is a savings based on, I'm just going to give you an estimate. We got a cost estimate for the water line replacement for the city hall. 2 months ago, it was $45,000. Got it last week, $75,000 just for the pipe. That's only the pipe. That doesn't include the valves, the fittings, and all the other stuff that's going to go with it. So the longer we wait, those numbers are getting higher and higher. We're hoping that they start coming down, but as long as we're in this COVID, it's hard to source the material to make them, and so the factories are having a hard time producing the material to get them. Right now, we have an issue at the wastewater plant. We had an emergency repair on a collapse. Well, while they were doing that repair, about 650 feet of the rest of the pipe has the whole top of the pipe missing. I showed Mr. Arjona a section of the pipe that was pulled out to repair. So right now, we're trying to source an 18-inch line. Nowhere to be found. The closest they found was a 24-inch. It's in stock. They can get it to us. But we're looking at $170 a linear foot, which is unheard of in a year ago or 2 years ago. So those are things that we're having to look at it for any type of utility project because we're having a hard time sourcing pipe, fittings, brass. Anything that we use is really, really hard to source right now. Yes, and that's the whole point of it, because part of the master plan that was done in 2010, 2011, the hydraulic model that was done there showed that we needed a 12-inch liner to be able to continue with the growth on that side of town. So I'm recommending we approve the 61,000.
That being said, is there a motion to approve?
Motion, Mayor, to approve based on the recommendation of Mr. Salinas.
Second. And second, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
The next item, discussion and possible action regarding the proposed collective bargaining agreement with San Juan Professional Firefighter Association, IAFF Local 4697. Mayor Commissioners, at the last meeting, we discussed in executive session some of the items that they were requesting. We went back to them. They all agreed on the proposed agreement. There's nothing that they argued about that they were not happy about. I think we were very good with the fire department. I want to thank the departments that were with us, along with the legal attorney, Ms. Chris Palacios, Ms. Cordero, Mr. Gonzalez, and also Ms. Beltran, the Assistant Finance Director, to make this happen. Chief Tirso was there as well, representing us, seeing some of the stuff that they were needing. I think we compromised with the whole union, the department. We came to an agreement, and this is what you have before you. I know that at one point they were asking for a substantial amount of increase as far as payroll increase. We came down at a comparable amount for this fiscal year, and then next fiscal year, another little bit of an amount. They were okay with that. I think that was the major core of it. Again, they agreed to the agreement that is before you.
Now, as far as if this gets approved this evening, when do you guys go back to the drawing board again? another what?
2 years.
2 years, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Any changes besides what we discussed and besides?
No, nothing at all.
Everybody's comfortable?
Yes, sir.
Everybody happy?
We're very happy. Chief.
All right, Chief. Based on that, do we,
Okay, with that being said, is there a motion to approve?
so move.
Is there a second? Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Yes, the next item on the contractual, we have considered authorizing the city manager to enter into a cooperative agreement with Texas A&M Forest Service for a Department of Defense equipment consisting of one 1995 Stewart Stevenson truck cargo, 2.5 tonnage. Chief, I think you submitted this request about 2, 3 years ago? 2017. Yes, 4 years ago, and it was barely approved. I think it'll be something good for the city to have on the fire department for any type of emergency that we may be needing. Chief, you want to say something on it? So I think at this point, the truck that is coming in, it turns on, it's in good working conditions. Obviously, the only thing we may need to do is maybe paint it.
Yes, we're required to do that as the agreement within 90 days to get it in service on how we plan to use it. I explained to Mr. Arjona, we're gonna do dual purpose for that unit for evacuations during flooding and also for firefighting. We currently have a tank and a 300-gallon tank that we want to place on it, but first things first is gonna get it up to par, which is gonna be getting it painted and taking the military colors off. But it's, like I said, it's a long time awaiting. I applied for it back in 2017. I just got notification on it for last week.
I asked, you didn't
You
bring
don't
the
have a
with
picture,
you,
Chief?
right?
Yes, sir?
Can we?
No,
No,
it's
I don't
not in
see
here.
one in there.
And that's what I was looking for, the picture.
Can't paint it maroon and white, no? That looks pretty smooth.
It's a 1995, but these vehicles aren't they're hardly used. So once I need to get notification, if approved, we'll go pick it up probably sometime next week or within the next month or so to get it done.
Oh, you putting it on a trailer or you're,
No, I think from what I gathered from the Forest Service, it's drivable.
it's drivable?
Yes, sir.
Oh, wow.
It's in Lufkin, Texas. So it's just a matter of getting it done. Yes, sir.
If this, you will be actually maintaining, keeping up to date with it, like you do your fire trucks weekly, right? A day?
Correct, yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's part of the agreement also.
'Cause I've seen other cities that actually get these kind of vehicles and then just end up.
Oh, no,
We gotta
no,
make sure
I-
that we keep up with the.
When I requested this one, we actually had the plan, for evacuations.
Great.
And it's pretty much gonna, it's
Turnkey,
gonna,
ready to go.
correct, yes, sir.
Gotcha. That's most
Yeah.
important.
Where would you be parking?
We'll be having it at Station 2, or it can, if it fits over here on the south side, either station. It doesn't need a little work as far as the tarp, but it's got the bench seats. We plan to add the electronic tailgate or ramp to get the handicapped people onto the bed itself for evacuations.
Okay,
Cost?
Zero cost.
awesome. Okay, with that being said, is there a motion to approve? Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Chief.
The next item is consider resolution nominating the candidates for Hidalgo County Appraisal District Board of Directors 2022, 2023. On this item, Mayor Commissioners, you can nominate up to 5 individuals, no more than 5. So you can have, individually, you can have one each to nominate for the Appraisal District Board. Now, this is only to nominate. Obviously, the Appraisal District is going to send a later back for voting on it. Yes, sir.
Any nominations? I guess, you have? Everybody,
Do we write them down? Do we have to say in public? We can just give them to you?
Yeah, you can say them so that we can prepare a resolution per individual, or 1 or 2, depending as many as you all like to nominate.
I'll nominate Pete Garcia.
So these names get turned in, right? Correct?
Turn them into the appraisal district. Once they send the list, then everybody will have a chance to vote on the individuals that were nominated. And not only the city, but everybody, pretty much the cities and the school districts. Yes.
Al Cardenas? Yeah. That would be my nomination. Anybody else?
And after that, I mean, we can submit two, we can submit three, we can submit one.
You can submit up to 5, no more than 5. We're good? Then what we'll do, Mayor, we'll prepare the resolutions, call you over so that you can sign off on it, so we can submit it to the appraisal district.
Is that on the motion?
Yes, sir.
It's been second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
The next item on the consent agenda, tonight we have items 8 all the way to I. No, like always, you can take any item out in order to discuss it further, or just approve them all like from A to I. This is the second readings, so we already went through them once already. Monday?
That being said, under consent agenda, is there anything we need to modify or amend? Modify or amend under consent agenda? If not, is there a motion to approve? Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second? Second. All those in favor say aye. This meeting has been adjourned at 6:43 PM. Thank you.